Well, yes, indeed, Honorable Dachon Bagos will be speaking to us this morning. But before he comes on, have a look at this. This is Mr. Samson Dallock. He spoke, albeit angrily, at what is going on in Plateau State. And here were his thoughts.
I'm here to report the situation in Mangu local government to the whole world to understand. What is happening in Mangu at this particular point in time? The military are the ones sending our people away to allow the militia to burn their houses. At this particular point in time, they have sent every Christian away from a new market, and thereby leaving the Muslim to go and burn their houses. They set the curfew. The curfew is restricted to only people within Mangu, within the Christian domain. But in the Muslim domain, they are free to move and do whatever they wanted to do. And not only that, the military has killed 3 of our young men, in which I know one is from my own church. They killed one yesterday, and I reported to the security. He said that it was a fake soldiers. At first he said I was lying, until I proved to him beyond reasonable doubt. Then finally he said it was a fake soldier. I said no, it's not a fake soldier. It's a real soldier who killed him. So not a soldier. I said no, it's a soldier that killed him. Finally they made signal to the soldier and he disappeared from the scene. This thing go on and on. Now that I'm speaking to you, all of them have switched off their phone and they allow the place to be burned down and raised by the people. And this is what is going on even now that I'm speaking to you. There are people around in the junction, down from this side, like this side, down there. Their houses are now at place because the soldiers protected them and they allowed them to burn people's houses. They are not doing anything about it. So we in Mangu local government, as far as Christians are concerned, we don't want the military in Mangu local government. They should pack at their loads and go. We don't want them. We don't need them and we don't want them. Because the plan, they have been bought, they have been paid with the price to carry out their duty, what they are doing. So that reason I'm saying, and I'm calling the whole world to understand that this thing should stop and people should come to our rescue to save us. If not, that is an evil plan for us to destroy Mangu local government, because the governor is from here and we are not going to allow it. We are going to fight with less of the problem until they kill us all. The military should keep on killing.
Very concerning, very worrying scenario playing out in Mangu local government area in Plateau State. So Mr. Bagos is here with us. Yes, we did hear the chief of the army chief saying the military is up to the task in Plateau. But when we hear things like this, it only raises more concern. What do you think is going on?
Yeah, well, Chamberlain, I still trying to fathom that what tax that the military are up to, that you can see the main locals, the main people within the community have lost confidence on the security architecture that that the president have directed. So what has happened in Mangu in the past 48 hours? I'm not waiting to hear the president giving directives again, because there is already directives from the president that, look, go into this place and address this issue. And reports coming in and out that people are still hopeless. Today you hear a kinetic or non-kinetic approach to some of this. We still cannot see any improvement. So this is a situation where it's just like a son is now telling his father that he's going to disfather him. From the testimony. And it's not, if an elder is speaking like that, it should tell you that that is the feeling of the entirety of the people in that very area. Losing confidence in the military. And the military are now telling you that they have the capacity. We believe that they have the capacity. We believe that, look, they have all it takes. We believe that there is so much intelligence to be able to address this issue. But why is it that up till now, these issues are still lingering? Yesterday, my constituents, from like the pictures that are flying in now, these are pictures of my constituents, a burial we had in my church in Jos. And we were taking the corpse to Kanke. You have to pass through Mangu. And curfew is ongoing at that particular moment. All we need was security clearance between Mangu, within the road of Mangu to get to Kanke. But in between, in the road, during curfew, these pictures, just yesterday, during curfew, our people were attacked. I was supposed to be in that convoy, but because I have to be in Abuja, I could have been a victim of what these pictures are, because it's a burial of one of my members. So what now happened? Curfew ongoing, but these people were attacked yesterday. And the attack now took place within a certain community, just from what the elder was saying on the TV. The attack took place just within a certain community, even with police coverage. Because they had to take security clearance. There was a security vehicle that led them through. So after the security vehicle led them, after like the 10 vehicles have passed, the vehicles behind got this attack.
From who?
Definitely from what the elder have said, because a certain community within the locality, no issue of curfew within those areas. So now we keep asking, is the security just for one certain area, and again another certain area will just be doing what they need to do without actually knowing what is on ground? Because now, if internationally, what is curfew supposed to be? Curfew is for security to be able to curtail, and not just to curtail, for everybody to be inside, that whosoever that is the culprit, for security agencies to arrest. So if this kind of attack will happen on innocent people that we are passing, and no single attack and no single arrest have been made, so what is the essence of the curfew? The curfew is that, look, everybody, the real people, go inside, so that we will now be able to apprehend and arrest those that have come into this community to cause harm. But tell us, rather, within the hours, within the time that the governor declared curfew, there was no life lost, because he was so proactive to be able, so that no much violence will go around. But the killings that took place, majority of those killings, 90%, took place during the curfew hours. So where are the security agencies? What are they?
What has the CP said about this? Has it made any statement?
Well, I've not had any statement from the CP yet.
What about yes? What about Operation Safe Haven?
Yeah. So how safe is that operation on the Plateau? Since 2001 or 2000 or whatever, that Operation Safe Haven have been on the Plateau. How safe have they made Plateau State over the years?
Yeah, so the thing about this, the thing about this accusation, these allegations that this gentleman has brought forward in a not so gentle manner, is that, they're not new. These accusations against security agents are not new, especially on the Plateau. On the Plateau, and maybe even some parts of Benue State as well. We hear it a lot in the North Central region. What exactly has been done to ensure that, it can be seen that the security agents are only trying to be neutral, if indeed that is what if indeed that's their role? If these accusations are not new, governor in, governor out, these accusations have persisted. What have been the backroom conversations to ensure that the military can actually show that his hands are up and they're clean?
You can't remain neutral when accusative fingers is always on you. We have advised the security agencies, not once, not twice. Look, we know you have intels on most of these things. We know you have the capacity. But who are those bad eggs amongst you that don't usually carry out directives that are being given? Chief of Army Staff, Chief of Defense Staff will come, he will deploy, he believes in the capacity of his men. But when they now retrieve back, what are those reports that are getting on daily basis? To me, for killings to go on under curfew is a failure of someone. Someone heads needs to roll. Resources are being set. Taxpayers' money is being spent on the plateau for only God knows when to be able to address the issue of insecurity. Even on that level of the taxpayers' money that is being spent on security on the plateau needs even to be investigated. What are they doing with the resources that have been allocated to them to address the issues of insecurity on the plateau that up till now, nothing. Today, what is his name? The former governor of Anambra, Obian, he's facing charges because of security votes. Why can't we hear that the security allocations that are being spent on security is being probed? So what are they doing with the resources that today? It's either that we don't have the manpower, it's either that the equipment we have, maybe the terrorists have more than what we have. What do they need to really address the issue of? Because see, the danger here, and we have always said it, security should not allow issues to degenerate to allow people to get into self-help. Because once it gets into self-help, even the security will not be able to curtail that.
Now, I know that, you know, in Mangu, just a few days before now, the governor announced a curfew, and this was based on intelligence reports. It seemed that, you know, they already had intelligence of something sinister. In fact, they had already seen the signs, because we understand that there had been some silent killings. And so the governor had to declare a curfew to prevent an escalation, so to speak. But that doesn't seem to have worked now. Last year, towards the end of last year, when I think it would be appropriate to use the word massacre, when the massacre happened, because over 100 people were said to have been killed in those attacks. Now, we were able to speak with the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Lagbaja, who said that, you know, it was a political mismanagement. I'm hoping I'll be able to get the right words to use. We'll be able to track him up. Yeah, so he said there was something it was a political mismanagement. And I'm wondering, what is currently happening in Mangu and spreading to other parts, you know, of the plateau? What exactly is political about it that is not being managed properly?
You know, so when I heard that is politically, it wasn't managed as a result of some political. I have tried to put one and two together.
I hope that we'll be able to get that track properly, so that you know.
Mangu is a local government where, number one, 90% of residents or thereabout in Mangu local government are predominantly Christians. So who is fighting what politically? Because if it was politically, it wasn't politically managed, you could have maybe heard that the killings is between the indigents, the real maybe Christian, between a political group among them. Is it either APC or either PDP or ABGA or Labour? That could have been the kind of crisis if it were political. So where are we now looking at it from the political angle, especially in Mangu local government, where you have in some of these villages that people come, kill, chase the people from the land and occupy? That's genocide. That's land grabbing. So how that has to do with politics? To me, that's economical, because most of these areas, and I've said it, look, we need to start looking at to diagnose the issues of killings on the plateau and some parts of the North Central. Today, Mangu is a local government that gives more than 50% of the grains that are being consumed in Plateau and part of the North Central. If possible, contributes to the GDP of this country almost 30% in terms of grains, in terms of potatoes. So now, these issues have not been. Mangu is on lockdown. The killings that are ongoing in Mangu, the farming season of this year will have low yields, because people are not, most of these grains have been burnt in the market or thereabout, or even in people's houses. What are we now talking about even for food security 2024, 2025? So many reasons that government needs to look into this issue to bring the proper diagnosis into the issues of killings on the plateau, the issues of killing. And the theory, some of us have to go into research. Because of these killings, I have to go into security studies. I have to look at what is really the problem. Why are we always on the front burner? Major reason, 70% of the reasons of most of the killings on the plateau, to me, is merely economical. It's merely economical.
Is there mining activity?
Absolutely.
Some of these things?
All the areas, all the villages that have been sacked on the plateau, all, not single one, that mining activity is not going on there, not single one. And not just mining at the same time goes on with agriculture, with farming in those areas. All the villages from Riom, from Barkiladi, from Jos South, to Mangu, to Bagos, to Bokos, even was, okay, what will you now talk about Wase that is 90%, 80 to 90% Muslims. Killings are going on there because of mining. So we need to sit down and look at these issues and do proper diagnosis of these issues. In every community, let me give you an example. For instance, today in Wuse Market, everybody is going, but someone can just put a fake crisis in Wuse Market, and all of these shops in Wuse Market will be, all these hoodlums will come and take what they need to take out of this market. So giving the wrong diagnosis to the issues of killings on the plateau is what will not give the security agencies the right answer. But if today you will come and say it's clash between Muslim and Christian, or it's clash between farmers
so clearly
and headers,
there's more to this. You say mining is going on, and so the other cases are just a facade for people to carry on this mining activity.
And because it has not been again. We'll
continue with this in a moment, but we need to just go on this break. So we'll have more questions for you. Ayo will also weigh in on that matter, so don't go away.
Well, thank you for staying with us. Honorable Bagos, the Chief of Army Staff, I think, was the one that was talking about the fact that this has been going on for more than 10 years and that they have been doing everything they can. How significant would you say the impact of a lack of a local government system, efficient local government system, is on this issue?
Yeah, well, I don't understand. The lack of local government system, is it in terms of local government to be able to have the ability to address issues in terms of security or in terms of insecurity?
The understanding that I have,
that has been our major cry, that local government autonomy is one of the key areas in addressing the issues of insecurity. State police has been one of the things that we have been canvassing for, and we can clearly see that regional police have worked in the southeast, in the south-south, with Amotekun, that today you hardly hear any issue of killings or any issue of rustling or whatsoever in the south. It clearly shows, which means that if a region or a community is ready to police its own environment, it will work. So these are areas and issues that we have been canvassing for in the National Assembly, that we need to amend our constitution that local government should have autonomy. Once local government has autonomy, the local government chairman will have security votes at his disposal, will be able to have will be able to equip the local vigilante in terms of gadgets to monitor, to get intel. Will be able to equip most of the local chiefs, because that is the first line charge in addressing the issue of insecurity, and then down to state police. Because once the locals will start policing themselves, I can tell you that we'll address over 70 to 80% of these issues. The military is just to give external cover, because I don't see where the locals will now be among the people that will kill themselves. And that's one of the issues I have with the security agencies, that when after killings have taken place in a community, they will come and still arrest the same locals that they are the perpetrators.
Perhaps the challenge here, Honorable, just one second.
Locals now be the person that will cause havoc on his people.
Perhaps the challenge here goes back to the locality here now being the state government or the state on its own, because as you said, the National Assembly has been doing everything it can to ensure that we have a virile local government system in each of the states. And as you also mentioned, an effective local government system is the first line of defense against insecurity in any state, which will also help the state to do its job. But you would also agree with me and a number of Nigerians that not being able to get a virile local government system to work in Nigeria is not a function of the National Assembly, not a function of the security agencies, but that of the states themselves, particularly the Houses of Assembly. So what should the Houses of Assembly, particularly the House of Assembly in Plateau State, and the governor of the state be looking at now in the area of ensuring a virile and effective local government system to forestall this over 10-year menace?
In Plateau, there have been local government system that quite operative in Plateau State, from government to government, from the Dari era to Jang era to Lalong era. All of them have, at one point or the other, have local government elections to be able to put local government chairmen. But in those same local government, you still have that same problem, because no local government chairman has authority over any security apparatus as the Constitution is given to him now at the moment. No local government chairman has dedicated amount of money in terms of security votes for him to buy, security vehicles for him to be able to equip, who is even being given to, go to any local government within the 774 local government. Highest security personnel you will see in that local government will not be up to 10.
Are you saying then, Honorable,
you have some civil defense, you have,
yes.
Are
you saying then that a virile local government system is not capable of defending or forestalling insecurity in any local government in Nigeria, given what you just revealed now?
Yeah, I didn't get what you said earlier. I couldn't get.
Look, I asked you whether or not an effective local government system in Plateau State would have forestalled this. And you are saying that they don't have what it takes. The community development associations are the instruments of the local government system. So are you saying that they are ineffective to deal with insecurity in the state?
If a governor of a country that is being called a chief security officer by mere constitutional pronunciation cannot be able to address, to be able to give directives to all the security agencies and apparatus within his state, how could have been a local government chairman that does not even have the full powers by the Constitution to be able to address the security, which means you are now telling every local government, go into self-help. Go into self-help, because we believe that every local government, when any local government has that authority, will be able to know that, okay, he is employing people for security, he's equipping them as well for that security. What has happened in the time past, in Hausa, we have them, they call them people that you see them within the community, that even a chief can order an arrest on whosoever perpetrate any evil within that community. But can that happen again? No, because the local government chairman cannot even give directive to the DPO that is within his community, or even a police outpost that is even within his own community. They have to get chain of command from the police outpost to DPO, from DPO to area command, from area command, commissioner of police, that which will take only how many weeks? So like I said, even a governor cannot be able to do that. So how does that look? The security architecture in this country needs to be restructured. Is it regional policing? Is it state policing? Is it community policing? We need to really, because what is the difference? What is the difference between the people that are killing our people and within us that we are there within the, what is the difference? Ammunition, just an arm. So when people are now legally carrying this ammunition to be able to defend themselves as security, nobody will be able to come into those communities because they know that, look, this place is well armed, well secured by any formal form of security agency within that. So what is, because merely, what is the difference between the people that are killing people and with us? Is it that they are more stronger than us in physical? What is it? They come with machetes, they come with guns. That is just the difference.
It's got to be something that the nation has got to look at in order to prevent any form of gun running going on, not just in Plateau, but in different parts of the country where some of these things happen or may happen if we don't do much more than just the directive that has been given, yet we still see this kind of killings coming up. But we have to thank you at this point in time, Honorable Dachshund Bagos, for coming on. We hope that there'll be a lot more practical steps taken to ensure this stops happening. So thank you, and we hope that
thank you. We appreciate all your efforts, and we believe that trusting God that these issues will really be tamed, because the wrong coronation, the wrong narratives, we need to look at the real issues on why people are being killed. If not, this will just merely continue, and lives will be lost for no reason.